Human beings can be awful cruel to one another. Huckleberry Finn. Greetings. My name is Joseph Yagar. Welcome to another Life in Perspective broadcast. My objective is to provide thought-provoking discussions so you can optimize your perspective on life. On October 14, 2019, in Sofia, Bulgaria, a Euro qualifier soccer match between Bulgaria and England was halted twice as a result of excessive racial abuse expressed by Bulgarian fans towards the black English players. England made the only statement they came to make, winning 6-0, a bittersweet victory over an ugly and omnipotent enemy. Before I continue, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so by clicking the subscribe link below. It's free and would be much appreciated. You may also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Since ancient times, sporting events, also referred to as games, is an opportunity for women and men to cross all divides and put the finer attributes of the human race on display. Competitors are supposed to be judged solely on their ability to perform, and the crowd is supposed to cheer them on in an attempt to both inspire the athletes to test their limits, as well as enjoy and admire the spectacle of superiority. This purity of intention is certainly on display among the competitors. For them, it's an opportunity to display their mettle against the best of the rest. The only visible difference is the opponent's uniform and lane number. Sadly, the incident in Sofia and many across the world tell a different story. Whether against opposing fans because of their nationality or against opposing players because of their race, this behavior has no place in sports, not to mention in society. On May 29, 1985, I watched in horror as 39 lives were lost and 600 others were injured in the stands at Heysel Stadium in Brussels, Belgium, prior to the European final between Juventus and Liverpool. I lived in Brussels at the time and was not able to secure tickets to the game and a chance to watch my childhood heroes in the flesh. So I watched the event unfold live in the comfort of my living room, only a few miles away. Not being able to secure tickets was one of the best things to ever happen to me. As a consequence, all English clubs were banned from European competitions for 5 years, and 14 English fans were found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to prison. Their victims will never get to see another game. If you ask me, these a-holes should be banned for life from every sporting event on top of their prison time. It was one of the darkest days in sports history, and sadly, was not the last. In the United States, the race barrier was broken in sports, however reluctantly, in 1947, when Jackie Robinson signed for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Like all major social barriers, you expect some lag time in the integration of major breakthroughs, and sports has, on many occasions, paved the way long before the rest of society accepted it. Sports, however, is also a reflection of our society as a whole. It brings out the best and worst society has to offer. That is evident by the fact that heavy security is needed even after you pass through security. The fact that glass is no longer used, caps have to be removed from bottles, and security personnel lines the entire perimeter of the playing field just in case fans rush the playing surface, exposing the competitors to danger. In some stadiums, sitting in the cheap seats may turn out to be as dangerous as wandering into gang territory. Fans celebrate the occasion in their own way, and we may find some of these celebrations crude and unbecoming. But as long as no harm or danger is posed to other fans and the competitors, it makes for a colorful and entertaining spectacle in and of itself. And as long as we are there to enjoy the sport we love and cheer on our favorite competitors, it all plays into making the event and the day memorable. No one should make their way to a sporting event, whether a competitor or spectator, carrying anything but the joy of anticipation. No one should be walking out of their door to a sporting event waving goodbye to their loved ones unknowingly for the last time. No competitor representing club or country should endure suspension, not to mention abuse of any kind, because of the malice of rogue spectators. However, those who commit such heinous crimes without thought to the consequences should be punished to a far greater extent, because their crimes are just as premeditated in nature as those committed by any other violent criminal. Stupidity and drunkenness are no excuse. Some of the measures I've heard implemented at some venues are selling alcohol in the stadium after halftime to curb the drinking in the parking lot during tailgate parties. Really? How about a breathalyzer test before you enter the stadium, and when you purchase alcohol, your driver license is scanned and restricts your purchase to 2 drinks max? More cameras? Absolutely. But how about a snapshot of every person entering and leaving and through what gate? I can add a few more suggestions, but one variable has the final say, and that is money. As long as the bottom line dominates the conversation, measures will remain well measured, and safety will remain an issue. I am not naive enough to believe that evil can be removed completely, because there will always be those short on intelligence and common sense who slip through the turnstiles. However, whether it's on sight or a consequence thereafter, let the punishment be swift and with a heavy hand, and let the games begin. Please let me know what topics you would like my perspective on in the chat box below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.